what is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who it is, yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another quick, classic, informative video for you guys today. First things first, if you haven't already subscribed to the Dr. Mike TV channel, subscribe, notify, ebooks, everything you need will be listed in the link in the description area below. I am not afraid to admit to this because I am a man, I am human, I am grown. But this is the type of person that I am. And in telling you this story, it does bring back a lot of negativity in my life. Just a little bit. Makes me cringe a little bit about how stupid I can be at times. But ultimately, I know that this particular story will be there to help others in the near future. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one time that I actually got played by a Filipina. Now, the reason it hurts me to tell this story is because I'm the good doc, right? I'm Dr. Mike TV. Dr. Mike TV don't get played, right? Quite the opposite, ladies and gentlemen. My life, in the life that I lived previously to the one that I have right now, I did my thing. I had my fun, but ultimately there were lessons learned. And if there's anything that I could teach anybody through my channel and the videos that I make, I want you guys to understand this. I am not perfect, and I have probably gone through the same situation that you may go through or situations that you have gone through yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am not immune to anything. And because I've been through this, I am able to help others prevent themselves from going through the exact same thing. So without further ado, for those of you who have not heard this story, some of you have, and I've been picked on by a couple of people about it, but I can laugh at it now, but ultimately it was something that still resonates in my mind and something that I hope that I could prevent other foreigners from ever having to go through. But like I said, today we're going to talk about the one time that I actually got played here in the Philippines, okay? Long time ago, ancient history. When I first moved to Davao, I was probably in Davao City for about 2 years. And my cardinal rule at that time was I did not know a lot about the areas around Davao City. So there was no way in hell I was traveling outside of Davao City. You know, I was just kind of new. I didn't know my way around. I didn't know how far certain places were. Anything like that. I didn't know. So I was just not going to travel outside of the city, period. I've had a couple of people invite me, hey, Mike, why don't you come out here and check this place out? I know it's a beautiful place. You come check it out, have fun. I said no, simply because I didn't know where I was going, didn't know anything about the area at the time. But there was this one young lady that I tried to talk to online. Thought she was very beautiful, very attractive. Again, I had an online dating site profile before I came to the Philippines. And when I got here, I kept that profile. So I used to get on there often just to talk to a couple of females. And she caught my attention, a young lady, and she was living in Jensen. Now, I know Jensen is not that far from here, and Jensen is pretty safe for as far as I know in reference to traveling there. But at the time, did not know that. So I told her, I was like, look, I'm not comfortable traveling there, but if you come to Davao City, whatever it is, I would love to meet you here. And she said, okay, but I don't have money. Now, what I said next pretty much sealed my fate. And I know this now. I said, it doesn't matter. Just tell me how much you need to come to the city and I'll pay your fare to come here. That's what I told her, okay? So she said she needed 500 pesos, $10, all right? And at the time, didn't really hurt me, but again, I'm not rich. I'm still not rich, so I don't have a lot of money. So I said, okay, I'll go to, it was either a MoneyGram or a Palawan Express. I went to one of those quick local money places and I got her information and I sent her the money. Now, I know she picked up the money because I put a notification on the thing to say whenever she picked up the money. So she got the money. She texted me back. She said, oh, okay, I got the money. I'll be traveling tomorrow. So the next day I'm waiting for her to text me. I don't get a text. Nothing. I texted her probably 2 or 3 times. I was actually kind of busy that day anyways. But I texted her 2 or 3 times that day. Didn't hear nothing. So the day following, 2 days later, she texts me back and tells me, oh, my grandmother died. Random as hell, right? Her grandmother died. So I felt bad for her. Kind of hit me with a sad story, sob story. Can't bury my grandma, something like that. So push came to shove. I don't know how the conversation went after that. I can't remember everything verbatim. But I do remember I sent a little bit more money. probably about a couple thousand. I couldn't tell you exactly the amount. It was a long time ago. Then I was like, you know, whatever. I figured I would help out, you know, because I felt bad. Again, this was me when I first got there. And I wasn't taking any advice on this situation at the time. I think that was my biggest downfall. I wasn't taking any advice. I was basically just going off of a whim, and, you know, I thought she was fine. Her pictures looked good, not knowing that this may not even be the girl that I'm talking to. I'm going off of pictures that I seen on a profile and then a Facebook page that I saw. So I don't even know if this is really her. All I know is that the picture had me sprung. Bad juju, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fall for a picture. Because that's what happened. So I ended up sending, I think it was probably like 2,000, extra $2,000. And then the excuses kept coming to why she couldn't come. Push came to shove. Then I started to get really angry. Like, I was furious. Like, I was mad, and I was about to take out a lot of anger and frustration. I was cussing through text messages at her. I was like, fuck you, and just saying all kinds of bad things. It was really bad. It was bad. And again, I knew that me allowing my emotion to get the better of me was not going to work out in my favor. And I didn't care because I was still young and I was still learning the game. But I allowed myself to get very, 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 very upset. Because when I take an L, I don't like losing at all. I don't like losing, especially when it comes to my money. My money is something that is very, very sacred to me. But then again, this was a learning lesson. And as I look back on it now, I'm okay. But in the moment, I was pissed. Even if it wasn't an extravagant amount of money, I lost something that I will never get back. The only thing that I got out of this was a lesson learned. So in the moment, I was pissed. I was mad. I was like, how in the world could I allow something like this to happen to me? Like, I'm supposed to know better. But yet and still, I allowed this girl to play me and get money from me. Like I said, in the Philippines, they use prepaid phones. So she can cut her number tomorrow and I'll never have contact with her. She could delete a Facebook or do whatever and I'll never have contact with her ever again. So, you know, with these things happening and things being left with a question mark, like, I don't know what was really going on. I felt lied to. I felt betrayed. And it almost turned me off of Filipinas for a while. That one situation almost made me resent a whole group of individuals. No different than somebody saying all African Americans are alike or whatever. It's just the exact same thing. You may have had one bad experience with one person from that particular race or whatever it may be, and it kind of ruined you for everything. It almost did that for me. Luckily for me, I ended up getting into something a little bit better. So something occupied my mind as opposed to having to worry and think about things that happened in the past. And ultimately, I suffered in silence. I'll be honest with you guys. I never told anybody that this happened to me. I told you guys. But hey, like I said, back in the day, I had my brother. I had my father. I could have told them. I could have said, yo, this is happening. Or I got this girl I'm trying to see or somebody that I'm trying to meet. What do you think about this? I could have did that, but I didn't talk to them about it. So that kind of fucked me over too. Kind of put me in a bad place as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I say that to say this. At the end of the day, I never met that girl. Don't know where she is. Could give two shits about the situation now. I wish her nothing but the best. But in the moment, I was wishing other things to happen to her. And I know that if this is a game that she was playing with a bunch of foreigners, not just me, she gonna get what she deserved down the line. So I ended up being able to let it go. But if you have people that you could ask questions to, that can provide information for you, if you have any types of something going through your head right now, feel free to ask about it. Feel free to talk about it with somebody. Don't have to be me. You could talk to anybody you damn well choose. But ultimately, don't go through this situation alone. Don't suffer in silence, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. I did that and it ate me up for a while. And again, it hurts for me to even tell the story because I feel like I got played. And I don't like that shit. That shit makes me real bitter at times. But again, I'm only human, ladies and gentlemen. It happens to the best of us. So I want you to understand, the good doc is not immune to anything. I may be giving advice, but the reason that I give that advice is because I've either been there and already done that, or I know how to avoid getting yourself into certain situations that could be detrimental to your mind, body, and soul, and definitely detrimental to the pocket. Okay. So I say that to say this, ladies and gentlemen, be an open book, man. If you got problems and you have questions, talk to somebody, and at least guard your wallet with your life. Never send money to somebody you've never met. And when I say that, and when everybody else says it, because everybody else says it too, most people are saying this and coming from the perspective because they've probably already done it before. They may not say that they've done it before, but the majority of them have already been through it. So, again, this is the one time that I got played by a Filipina. Thank God I didn't lose as much money as I possibly could have, because it could have been a whole lot worse. And I just want you to understand that just because you've been through it, it's going to be okay. Because, I mean, I know a lot of guys that have felt burned and scorned through a situation that they've had with a Filipina. I felt the exact same way. I'm no different than any of you. It's just that my experiences has allowed me to tell other people before this shit actually happens. That is the only difference between what I've been through and what anybody else does. I put my shit into a video, tell you about it, so that you avoid it at all costs. And I answer any questions that you guys have. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this quick story time. Didn't want to get too much into the whole details of it. But again, like I said, she was very attractive in her pictures. I kind of got blinded by that, pretty much blinded by the punan. You can go ahead and say it. I'll admit it. You know, blinded by how she looked. Next thing you know, I'm over here sending my allowance and shit. How crazy is that? All right. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this. The Good Doc's officially out. At least Nako. Paalam. Which means bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita, mabuhay. And if you haven't gotten the BOOTYLOO Chronicles, don't sleep on that book. Promise you. If you enjoyed this story time, you'll enjoy the stories that I have in that book as well. Dr. Mike is out. Peace.